I still remember the exact second I decided to stop shrinking. It was a Tuesday afternoon in October, rain tapping against the kitchen window of the house I grew up in. My mother was crying quietly at the table, my father's voice low and disappointed behind me, and my fiancé, soon-to-be ex, was waiting in the car outside with the engine running. I was 28 years old, wearing the pearl earrings my grandmother gave me for my wedding day that would never happen, and I looked at all of them, people I loved more than life, and I said the sentence that changed everything. I can't do this. I'm not marrying him. And I'm not staying here to become the version of me you all need. The room went silent. You could hear the rain louder than their heartbeats. That was the moment I chose myself over expectations. And I'm going to tell you what led me there, and what it cost, and why, years later, I still cry happy tears when I think about it. I was the good girl. The one teachers bragged about, the one my parents paraded at family gatherings. Our daughter, top of her class, engaged to a doctor, going to give us beautiful grandchildren. I smiled on cue. I said yes when he proposed in front of both families. I let them plan a 300-person wedding while I quietly suffocated. See, I'd always known something was off. Since I was 14, I kept a secret notebook of places I wanted to see: Morocco, Iceland, Vietnam. And dreams that had nothing to do with being someone's wife or someone's mother yet. I wanted to write. I wanted to disappear into cities where nobody knew my last name. But every time I hinted at waiting, at traveling, at figuring myself out, the guilt came fast. You're throwing away a sure future. He's such a good man. You'll never find better. Your father's blood pressure. Do you want to kill him? So I swallowed it. I said I was scared of marriage. Not that I didn't want it at all. At least not then, not like that. I let them convince me my dreams were childish. I watched my own voice get smaller and smaller, until it was barely a whisper even inside my own head. The night before the wedding, I sat on the bathroom floor in my childhood home and Googled, "Can you die from a panic attack?" Because my chest felt like it was caving in. That's when I knew. If I walked down that aisle, part of me would die up there. The morning of the wedding, I stood in the bridal suite surrounded by bridesmaids laughing about something on TikTok, makeup artists, my mother zipping me into a dress that cost more than my first car. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the woman staring back. I asked everyone to leave. My mom thought I needed a moment to pray. Really, I needed a moment to breathe. I called my fiancé, no, I called the man who loved me more than I loved him. And I said, "I'm sorry. I can't marry you. I don't want this life." He begged. My dad barged in and said if I humiliated the family he would never forgive me. My mom collapsed into a chair whispering, "What will people say?" And that's the question that broke me open. What will people say? I realized I had spent 28 years living for that question. So tell me honestly, put yourself in my shoes for just 10 seconds. You're about to sign your life away to keep other people comfortable. Everyone you love is telling you you're making the worst mistake of your life. Would you have the courage to walk away? Could you choose yourself when literally no one in the room is on your side? Be honest in the comments. I want to know. I left the venue in the sweatpants I'd hidden in my bag. No dramatic movie exit with the dress flowing behind me. Just me, barefoot holding my heels, running through the parking lot in the rain. I blocked every number that wasn't mine. For 3 days I stayed in a cheap motel off the highway and cried until I had no tears left. My father sent me a text that said, "You are no longer my daughter." My mother left voicemails calling me selfish. Friends unfollowed me in real time. I lost almost everyone I loved in one weekend. But something wild happened on the 4th morning. I woke up and, for the first time I could remember, the voice in my head asking, "What will people think?" was silent. There was only my own voice left. And it was terrified, but it was mine. That silence felt like freedom. I used the honeymoon fund, money I had saved too, and bought a one-way ticket to Lisbon. I lived in hostels. I wrote every morning in cafes where nobody knew my name. I learned how to be alone without being lonely. I published my first article 9 months later. Then a book. Then another. Slowly, very slowly, some relationships healed. My mother called on my 30th birthday, just to say happy birthday. My dad still hasn't said my name out loud, but last year he mailed me a birthday card with no return address. It's something. And the man I almost married? He's happily married now to someone who wanted exactly the life he offered. We ran into each other at an airport years later. He hugged me and whispered, "Thank you for being brave enough to leave. We both got the lives we were supposed to have." I'm 34 now. I still don't have children. I may never. I live in a tiny apartment filled with books and plane tickets instead of picture frames of a perfect family. And I have never, not for one single day, regretted choosing myself. So here's what I want you to take from my mess, my chaos, my scandal. Your life is not a debt you owe to other people's expectations. It's not a performance for your parents, your culture, your ex, or the comment section. The moment you choose yourself, even when it feels like you're burning every bridge behind you, is the moment you finally start living. I promise the ashes grow things. Beautiful, wild, unexpected things. If you're watching this and something in your chest just clenched, if you're living a life that looks perfect on the outside but feels like a cage on the inside, please hear me. It's okay to choose you. It's more than okay. It might be the bravest, most sacred thing you ever do. Drop your story in the comments. Tell me the moment you chose yourself, or the moment you're scared to. I read every single one. And if this spoke to you, subscribe. We're building a whole corner of the internet for women who are done shrinking. You are not alone. Thank you for letting me tell you my truth. Now go tell yours.